Beardo Benjo.
Hello there everyone, I'm here today with a very short video because I want to check out the new Saw trailer. That's right, it's 2020 and there's a new Saw trailer. Now if you didn't know about this already, and I did, I knew this was coming, but I hadn't really seen or done much research into it. There is another Saw film coming out. It's called Spiral from the Book of Saw. Bit of a weird title, but it kind of makes sense if you're a fan of the films. You kind of know what it's alluding to when it says spiral. Little spirals on Billy the Dummy's cheeks. And it's a really weird one, this one. It's directed by the director of 2, I think he did 3 and 4. Might have done 2, 3 and 4. Darren Lynn Bousman or Bousman. And I liked those ones. I liked the franchise up to a point, and then it started to go, you know, the story didn't matter anymore. It was just more about shock, horror, goriest deaths. And the series always had an element of that, which is fine. I'm kind of over the torture porn thing. It doesn't really do it for me in terms of horror films anymore. I'd rather have a kind of an intellectual horror story that genuinely scares me because it does something terrifying, psychologically speaking. But I did enjoy the original Saw films, and the original ones, so 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5? Nah, probably not 5. The first 4, I think there's stuff to enjoy in those, and then there is stuff to enjoy in the others, but less so. And then we had kind of, it finished with Jigsaw, which was 2017, so I think the last Saw installment before that was 2010, so it was already a 7-year gap between Saw 7 and Jigsaw. That's right, there's 8 films so far, and we're getting a 9th. And Jigsaw was fine. I was actually kind of bored when I saw it at the cinema. It wasn't great. But this new one, Spiral, directed by Darren Lynn Bousman, who did 2, 3 and 4, I believe it was 2, 3 and 4, is also written by Chris Rock. Chris Rock. Now that sounds like a weird pairing, and it is. Obviously Chris Rock known more for his comedic exploits. He is a comedy actor, he's a stand-up comic, and he's a great one at that, a fantastic one. Him writing and starring in a Saw film is just weird. It also stars Samuel L. Jackson. So I really don't know what to expect. It's just such a strange turn of events, such a strange thing to have happened. I remember when I read the first news report that said this was a thing, and I had to reread it because I was like, wait, Chris Rock is making a Saw film. He's like rebooting the franchise. And I don't believe it's a reboot. I shouldn't have said that. I think it is a continuation, so the things that happened in the Saw films have happened. They are established. This is an add-on set in that same universe. But nonetheless, I do not know what to expect at all. I think it's safe to say that the Saw films had diminishing returns as the franchise went on. The first one, obviously, stunning, absolutely fantastic, and then they got kind of less and less good. But it's been a long time. Well, it's been 3 years since the last one, since Jigsaw, which wasn't a good film. But it's been a little while now, and it's a new team of people, but the directing talent comes from a great batch of the Saw films, so I'm excited about that. 2, 3, 4, that kind of era was when Saw was top of its game. So that plus the kind of whatever Chris Rock's bringing to the table, because I'm interested, and Samuel L. Jackson, who's always great, you know, I'm excited. So I'm just gonna watch the trailer now and then kind of just break down my thoughts. Don't think it'll be a long one, but we will see. Let's dive right in and have a look at this trailer.
What do you got there?
Oh, it's just my wife, Emma. This is my son, Charlie.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
While it lasts.
Nothing happier than the wife of a new detective.
Emma's cool, man. She's different. You don't know my wife.
You give a woman 600 Tuesdays. It ain't worth 3 Saturday nights.
How much money you got? A lot. How many problems you got? A lot. How many people?
Buddy cop film.
All available units, officer down.
Pray that you flop.
Detective Banks en route.
I really don't know what to expect here. What? So weird.
Whoever did this has another motive. They're targeting cops.
Alright. There he is.
Sideways fast.
Someone's out there pulling all the strings.
You wanna play games, motherfucker?
Ah, of course. Okay. So I did still get a comedy vibe from that trailer. Only little bits, little sprinklings, inklings of a comedy vibe kind of cutting through. But maybe that's just because I'm projecting that into the trailer because that's what I know Chris Rock for. And I'm all for actors branching out and doing different things. Obviously, Jim Carrey is the best example I've kind of got to mind right now. But I remember in his heyday when he was just banging out comedies, and that was his thing. And kind of really over-the-top comedies at that. And then he tried his hand at stuff like The Truman Show. And that, although still very funny in parts, is heartbreaking and exceptionally dramatic, and he was fantastic in it. So I like it when actors kind of push themselves outside their boundaries, and this is cool. I like the aesthetic. It looks like one of those original Saw films. The like the color palette, not massively obvious here, but it was really obvious to me when they got to the bit with the car. This bit just looks like one of those original Saw films. This especially, they kind of all had. I don't know when you last watched them, but casting my back, they all had that kind of tone to them, kind of a yellowy, sepia almost tone to them. Those films, the original ones, and I loved that. I thought that was really cool that they had this aesthetic that kind of run through the series, and it kind of didn't in the later films. They kind of dropped that, but that looks like a shot from a Saw film, and it makes sense considering the director is the same as 2, 3, and 4. But yeah. Chris Rock looking really different here. Like he doesn't look. Again, it's because he's usually all smiles, and you know he's playing some serious role here. You know he's chasing down a cop killer that seems to be copycatting jigsaw killings. Now obviously it's not going to be Kramer. Is it Kramer? John Kramer? I can't remember his name. The actual Jigsaw, Tobin Bell's character. Obviously it's not going to be Jigsaw. They've kind of done that to death, and he's established dead. So surely it's not that. So obviously it's going to be some kind of copycat. I don't know. It looks quite stylish.
Yeah, and the wife of a new detective.
It was cool, man. She's different. You know my wife.
You can give a woman 600 Tuesdays. It ain't worth 3 Saturday nights.
How much money you got? A lot. How many problems you got?
I like the tonal shift here as well. Kind of really buddy cop.
Detective Banks en route.
Relaxed, calm, and then it switches. No, someone's been killed. Some nice shots, like cinematography-wise, some nice shots. This bit here, like this shot, really nicely framed. Kind of sets a real kind of dark tone.
Whoever did this has another motive.
I'm interested to see.
They're targeting cops.
You know, the spectacle of Saw is fine. I like to watch these films for kind of escapism. Oh, it's funny, all big over-the-top deaths, all blah, blah, blah. But the originals were born out of twist endings, you know? They were born out of kind of, oh, that's a cool twist, and then they always tried to chase that original twist and try and do something even better. And some of them succeeded, and some of them had some fantastic twists. But it would be interesting to see how they link this into the original Saw films. Hopefully, it's meaningful, and hopefully it makes sense. Hopefully it's not ham-fisted and kind of just shoehorned in as a spin-off. Because if it's done right and it kind of links into the originals and kind of almost pays homage to them, that could be really cool. That could be really smart. But that will remain to be seen. As I say, it looks like some kind of copycat killer. And they're obviously adopting the spiral from, I think its name was Billy, the little doll with the spirals on its cheeks. It looks like they're kind of adopting that symbol as their own and leaving it as a calling card.
This shit's gonna go sideways fast.
Love that it's got Samuel L. Jackson in it.
Somebody's out there pulling all the strings.
Now that there doesn't look like Billy. That looks like a person. The proportions are all wrong for that to be the Saw dummy. That looks like a person, like a dead body. It also looks like the exact same tunnel that they were in earlier when they found the kind of crispy body. Here. Yeah, it looks like kind of subway tunnels. Yeah, it doesn't look like the dummy though. That looks like an actual person to me. I'm interested. There's a lot of stuff in this trailer that I can't initially kind of work out.
You wanna play games, motherfucker?
They shouldn't have given that in the trailer. I'll say that now. Although it's cool and I chuckled, they shouldn't have given us that in the trailer. They should have left that to the film because we all know we're going to get it. You get Sam Jackson in a film, you know you're going to get the motherfucker line, but it's just cool when it comes and it's unexpected. So that's a shame they gave that away in the trailer, in my opinion. But it will sell tickets. People are like, yeah, I like that. I want to see more. So I get it. Now I'm curious to know if that is Samuel Jackson there. Nah, it's not. Not. It's a white dude, and it looks like... What the fuck is happening to him? He's got stuff on his fingers? Almost looks like... I don't know, almost looks like Chinese finger traps. Maybe it's twisting his fingers or pulling his fingers. Something's happening to his fingers, and something's happening to his head. Cool to see, again, the kind of return of the classic Saw torture, death devices. It wouldn't be a Saw film without death devices, I think, at this point. People would feel a little bit cheated and ripped off. But it's nice to see that that's kind of making a comeback. The way they play it here and then show it such a quick snapshot kind of frames it as if it's going to be Sam Jackson's character that's in that situation, but it's not. Someone completely different. The name is the only thing I'm a little bit like, ugh, about. I appreciate they couldn't just call it Saw because it's confusing, but it would have probably sold tickets. Spiral from the Book of Saw is a little long-winded. Spiral the Book of Saw might have been better, but I'm not the person that makes that decision. I just think it might be a little bit confusing for audiences unless you're really kind of following this film. You might not know that this is a Saw film just from looking at the title. I know it has the word Saw in it, I know, but I think if you were just a generic cinema goer, you rocked up, didn't know anything, and saw Spiral from the Book of Saw, you'd be like, what is that? So I think the name's a little risky, but it's got style. If the marketing campaign's kind of well received or kind of well publicised, I think it could do pretty well. The trailer's cool, doesn't show too much. Don't know, man. I'm excited about it. I like this. It's, you know, it's again, it's a lot of paying homage and homage to the original films. This is very much, you know, the first film, paying homage to that. What's happening to his... Oh, it's just like dirt. I didn't know if they'd done something to his stomach here. It's all kind of grey. But yeah, obviously alluding to the fact that he's got to cut his arm off to get out, you know, just like the original film where it was cutting the leg off. Yeah, you know what? It's soon as well. 15th of May, UK date, that. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that. I like that. What do you think? Do you think it looks good? Do you think we need another Saw film? I think we all agree we probably don't need another Saw film. But are you happy to get one? Are you going to go and watch it? Do you think you'll give it a chance? Let me know in the comments and let's start a discussion about it. I love me horror films and this looks pretty cool. It's always good to get kind of horror films with a different kind of caliber. So we do tend to get a lot of spooky ghost films and zombie films. It's kind of nice to see them doing other things. It's not by any means by any stretch of the imagination unique. It's not a new idea. It's a Saw film. But it's cool that we're still getting films like this that hopefully will be a little bit more of a thinker and have a bit of a twist to it. So I'm kind of excited. I think it could be pretty good. But let me know what you think. I'm off now to watch a film at the cinema. Coincidentally enough, I'm going to go and see The Lighthouse. So I'm going to go and enjoy that. I hope you enjoy your evening. Take care of yourselves, guys. See you later for another one.